Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Om Har Har Namah Parvati Pataye. Satgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Sahanau bhunaktu sahaviryam karavavahai tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Satgurum Brahma Vitvaram. Satgurum Brahma Vitvaram. 17th verse onwards. Yuktahara viharasya yuktacheshtasya karmasu yuktasvapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkhaha yada viniyatam chittam atmanyevavatisthate nispruhas sarvakamebhyah yukta ityuchyate tada nivatastha nengate sopama smruta yogino yata chittasya yunjato yogamatmanah yatro paramate chittam yoga sevaya yatra chaivatmanatmanam pashyannatmani tushyati sukhamatyantikam yattate buddhigrahyamatīndriyam vetti yatra na chaivayam stitaschalati tattvatah. Bhagavan Krishna is elaborating what are the outer preparations needed for meditation. What should our lifestyle be such that we can effectively meditate? So Bhagavan gave a mantra to all of us. He said, moderate to meditate. Moderate food, first of all. Moderate exercise. How many miles should we walk? Maximum? Not more than 9. Not more than 9. As far as activities are concerned, in particular speech, Bhagavan said one should moderate it. Then having a good sleep schedule. Bedtime, wake up time, he said that has to be very well regulated. That person can meditate effectively. Then Bhagavan emphasized what we have to do at the seat of meditation. He said, Yada viniyatam chittam atmani eva avatisthate. That person is called as yukta when his mind can exclusively think about Brahma, exclusively turn attention to Brahma Lakshana as one's own self. Precision is important here. Thinking about Brahma means thinking about Brahma Lakshana and not thinking about Brahman as somebody different from me. As my own self, understanding Brahma Lakshana to be Aham. That is what is indicated in this verse. To say that Brahman is substratum of creation, Brahman is that substratum from which whole creation has emerged. Not very difficult, right? Must be some Brahman from whom creation has emerged. Vedanta is interested in telling us, I am that substratum from which this creation has emerged. So whatever is Brahma Lakshana, Lakshana means indicator, that has to go with I. Brahma is Asanga, unattached. Brahma is Ananda Swarupa, of the nature of bliss. At the seat of meditation, when we say Chittam Atmani Avatisthate, he is meditating upon all those indicators as one's own indicator. I am Asanga, I am Ananda Swarupa. Until that Brahma Lakshana comes to Aham, the power of Vedanta is not felt. This point we have seen in several places. If we discuss only about Tatpada, that is Bhakti. Brahman is substratum of creation, Brahman is Ananda Swarupa, that is devotion. If we discuss only about I am witness of thought, that is Yoga Darshana. I am the seer, thoughts are seen. That is more Yoga Darshana. To establish this fact and understand what is substratum of creation is the witness of thought. What I understood as substratum of creation, that Brahma, is the same Brahma which is illumining my thoughts. That Brahma I am. In this way, he meditates. Last class, somebody came up and said, you gave us that sheet, the spiritual diary. All of you have it by now? If you don't, then there are few copies. Geeta ji has few, so she can. Maybe later, after the class. We don't need it in the class. The point is, there was one question, how long do you want to meditate? So this devotee said, I want to meditate 30 minutes. But on what should I meditate? What is the technique of meditation? And then I realized not everybody attends a Saturday session, the early morning one. So what we will do in this class, last half an hour, we'll have a guided meditation session. I'll walk you through the simple steps. There are different ways in which we can take mantras, Upanishad mantras to meditate, but the process will be the same. First step, second, third step, that will remain the same. Then Bhagavan gave an example. He said, just like you put a flame in a windless environment, there is a chance of getting disturbed, but yet it doesn't get disturbed because there is no wind coming. In the same way, this person's mind is very steady in contemplating upon the truth. The windless environment represents lack of desire. Mind is not pulled outside. He said that is the accomplishment this person has. That's why Bhagavan is not giving any random example of a stone. Stone also is very stable, but there is no chance of moving. But he gives example of a flame. which can move, but it doesn't move. Then 20th verse, Bhagavan said, this is a state of great bliss. It is not some dry state that we are trying to go into. Whenever we get a glimpse of our own blissful self, he said, in that one finds absolute contentment. Yatro paramate chittam niruddham yoga sevaya. Important thing is, mind has to be withdrawn from world. Having done this, yatra cha eva atmana atmanam pashyan atmani tushyati. When his Brahmakara vritti takes place in his mind, all of you are comfortable with the word Brahmakara vritti? Some are nodding. Brahmakara vritti means that thought which reveals my infinitude. That thought which has indicator of Brahma hidden in it. That is called as Brahmakara vritti. More I can hold on to it, all my other identities will get burnt. Burnt in the sense dissolved. I will not be bound by other identities. My absolute identity, that I can hold on to on the strength of Brahmakara vritti. Swami Akhandananji Maharaj, his guru's name was Udiya Babaji. He went to him one day and he said, Babaji, is it necessary to hold on to Brahmakara vritti all the time? Because nowhere it is said in Shastra, you have to hold on to that Brahmakara vritti. His answer was, is it said anywhere you should not hold on to it? Because if you don't hold on to Brahmakara vritti, we will hold on to Vishayakara vritti. So it is better that we hold on to it as much as we can. Self-reminder of our absolute identity, that is Brahmakara vritti. Through that vritti, he recognizes the self. Atmana atmanam pashyan atmani tushyati. He understands this whole meditation is happening in Atma only. There is nothing other than Atma. This clarity he gets. Then 21st verse, Bhagavan said, this sukham which is there, it's absolute sukham. Sukham atyantikam yattate. Unlike any sukham from sense object, this is the supreme most bliss a person can get. At the same time, it is very well known to him, buddhi grahyam. It is unlike sushupti ananda or somebody's ananda. So it is very good to get inspired by great yogis, great meditators. But their bliss we cannot benefit. Just like if somebody is hungry, we ourselves have to eat to satiate that hunger. This bliss of meditation, Bhagavan says, it has to be known through one's own buddhi. Buddhi grahyam. It is not something vague. Whoever meditates will taste it. At the same time, he says it is atindriyam. Not Vishayananda, not experienced through sense objects and sense organs. Vetti yatrana chaivayam sthitas chalati tattvata. The one who knows this bliss, he doesn't get shaken from this understanding. Right from childhood, we have had several goals in life. In Sanskrit or Hindi, one of the synonym of goal is lakshya. Several things we have had, several things God has blessed also. Out of them, can we point out one goal as Paramalakshya? Paramalakshya or Charamalakshya. Charama means what, you know? The absolute. Having reached there, we should not seek anything else. Having attained it, we will not need to seek, we would not seek anything else. That is called as Charama Lakshya. So Bhagavan says, just look at the list and see whether after getting that Lakshya, did we still want something else? Or did our search stop with that Lakshya? If our quest has not stopped, then it is not Charama Lakshya. Bhagavan's definition of Charama Lakshya is, having reached there is nothing more to gain. Having attained that bliss, there is no other bliss to be gained. You see what he says, 22nd verse. Yam labdhva cha param labham manyate nadhikam tatah yasmin sthito na dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate yam labdhva cha param labham manyate nadhikam tatah yasmin sthito na dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate. Yam labdhva cha aparam labham na adhikam manyate. Having attained this abidance in the self, he doesn't consider anything as greater than this. He says, the purpose for which I had taken a human birth, that purpose itself is fulfilled. Where he has understood that he is not the body, not the mind, transcended all the conditionings, and he is abiding in his own blissful self, which is beyond old age, beyond sorrow, beyond all afflictions. He says, in that truth, this person is abiding. There is nothing more that he is seeking after attaining this. Means this is one litmus test also. When can we say we have understood Vedanta or we have attained our goal in Vedanta? The question Vedanta will ask us is, are we seeking something? If you are seeking something else, then it is a journey. It is not the destination yet. That is why they have 4 ashramas also. Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasa. Means that focus on getting this goal should get finer and finer with each ashrama. In Brahmacharya, he should gain knowledge. In Grahastha ashrama, he should live that knowledge. In Vanaprastha, exclusive knowledge. And in Sannyasa, holding on to that which is indicated by that knowledge. Means at some point, this goal has to become our only goal. Because somebody might say there are different stages of life. If you make this as the definition, you will say we don't fit this definition. I am seeking so many other things. That's why rishis have laid out our life. They say we are seeking many things right now. If whole life we remain seeking, you say that is questionable. Bhagavan Krishna in 6th chapter, he is connecting meditation with several practical things. Previous verse we saw, he is connecting it with Sukham. We don't seek generally meditation for the sake of meditation. Even Vedanta we are not seeking for debating with some scholar. What we want is joy. So Bhagavan said the one who abides in that self gets bliss. Second thing we want is absence of sorrow. That is also a quest. Bhagavan in the next verse says, the one who abides in the self, that person is freed from sorrow. Yasmin sthitah Na gurunapi dukkhena vichalyate. If he is abiding in the self, negated his ego. Even mountain-like sorrow, if it comes, still he is not shaken. Yasmin sthita means in that self he is abiding. Gurunapi dukkhena. Guru means mountain, very heavy. Even if such a sorrow comes, still he is able to abide in the self, not get shaken, carried away by that sorrow. These are all phalashrutis of meditation. This is Bhagwan's promise. What he expects from us is sincere, regular practice, by which this abidance becomes more and more stronger. Yasmin sthitona dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate. Guru here doesn't refer to guru, like teacher, guru. That is not the meaning. Guruna means as big as a mountain. Laghu means small, guru means big. So even if sorrow is like mountain, because he has detached from his conditionings, that sorrow doesn't disturb him. Bhagwan is in a different mood right now. Every point he makes is a very precise point. It will help us a lot in Vedanta sadhana. You see what he says next. Tam vidya dukkha sanyoga viyogam yoga sannitam sanishchayena yoktavyaha yogo nirvinna chetasa tam vidya dukkha sanyoga viyogam yoga sannitam sanishchayena yoktavyaha yogo nirvinna chetasa. Bhagavan says, Arjuna, right from the beginning, whenever you have heard the word yoga, how was it translated as? To unite. When there is something, you have to get united with something. Here Bhagavan flips the definition. He says, detachment is called as yoga. You see what he says? Tam vidyat. Know that to be as yoga. Dukkha sanyoga viyoga. Detachment from sorrow connecting with Atma. Sorrow connecting with ourselves. He says that viyoga is called as yoga. You know what it means? Our essential nature is bliss to begin with. We don't have to go searching anywhere. We don't have to do anything to get that bliss. So all meditation has to accomplish for us is distance ourselves from those conditionings because of which dukkham is coming. I'll repeat this part again. This statement, what it means is, what is Bhagavan trying to say here? Tam vidya dukkha sanyoga viyogam yogam uchyate. Know that to be yoga, where sorrow getting connected with Atma is not happening anymore. Dukkha sanyoga, its viyoga is happening. Means erroneously I have taken up the conditionings to be me. Erroneously I have superimposed the sorrow from the conditionings on myself. And when I say myself, it refers to pure consciousness. You see, that is who I am. The moment I superimpose conditionings, all the sorrows from the conditioning are superimposed on Atma. And meditation is snapping that mistaken identity. Goswami Tulsidas calls it as Jada Chetana Granthi. There is a knot which has formed between inert and consciousness. Jada and Chetana. Jada means all the conditionings, body, mind, ahankara. Chetana is pure consciousness. He says, even though such a knot is not possible, how can one real entity, another unreal entity come together? Two entities from different degrees of reality, how can they get mixed up? Illusory snake, real rope. Have they really come together? He said they cannot come together because two different degrees of reality. Even if it is like this, Jadyapi Mrusha Chhutata Katinai. Even though such a knot is not possible, still it is difficult to break open this knot. In time and again we will feel, I am this body, I am this mind, I am this person. Then he says, we have to bring a cow. Satvika Shraddha Dhenu Suhai. From that cow, he gives a metaphor. You have to get the milk. That milk you have to boil. From that you have to cool it down. Then make buttermilk. Get the butter. Then you have to get a wick. After that ghee is made from that butter, dip that wick in that ghee and put it below that knot. Then he says that single steady flow of thought is called as Brahmakara Vritti. Soham asmi iti Vritti Akhanda. Akhanda Jyoti you must have heard, right? He says one Akhanda Jyoti should be burning inside. That is this Brahmakara Vritti, which constantly reminds us who we are and who we are not. Ramana Maharshi ji said in Saddarshanam, Eshaha aham etat na mama swarupam. First negate what we are not, then assert what we are. What am I not? All the conditionings. That's why this chart is very powerful chart. Below the vasanas, whatever is there. V means ignorance, avidya. Below that, whatever is there, everything is conditioning. This is exactly what I have to negate and assert what I am. So Bhagavan reminds us, don't think about yoga as uniting with Brahman. Because Brahman is our nature. The one who is meditating is Brahman. Although we say, I have to meditate on Brahman, he says the one who is meditating, his essential nature is Brahman. So what yoga has to happen? He said, no yoga, viyoga has to happen. That sorrow which is erroneously superimposed, that has to be removed. Sanishchayena yoktavya. Arjuna, one advice I will give. Rain or shine, meditate diligently every day. Nishchaya. Nishchaya means resolve. Make a resolve and meditate every day. Few days if I miss, few days if I don't have good meditation, yoga anirvinna chetasa. Without getting disappointed, without getting dejected, keep meditating. Nirvinna means to become sad. Anirvinna means without becoming sad. In an enthusiastic way, Bhagavan says, keep meditating. So now I'll give some background about Vedantic meditation. If you read Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd canto, you know how you have different packages, right? Vacation package, tour package. Shukdev Ji Maharaj gives meditation package. He says you can choose 6 different types of meditation, whichever one you want. One meditation is on form of the Lord. He says you can take one dhyana shloka, meditate. One meditation is on chakras. In Srimad Bhagavatam, chakra meditation is also explained. One meditation is on Nama, name of the Lord. Just take one mantra. On that, if we meditate upon, that is one meditation. But the one that we are focusing on is Vedantic meditation. In Vedantic meditation, we are not focusing our attention on some object. That object can be chakra, object can be form, object can be anything. Vedantic meditation is not focusing the mind somewhere outside. Vedantic meditation is to remind ourselves of what we have heard in Shravanam, what we have understood to be our own essential nature. So what is more important in Vedantic meditation is clear knowledge. Raman Maharshi gives example of a diver going in a well to bring out a ring. First he has to know what is a ring. Where is it? And he has to prepare before diving inside. Like that, this meditator has to hear about Brahma Lakshana, prepare himself, then sit down and put his mind in that altar. There are different types of preparations which can be done, but the one that is recommended in Vedantic meditation is observing the breath. Very simple. You don't have to do any pranayama separate. In fact, you would not even call it as pranayama. It is called as prana vikshanam. Vikshanam means to observe. It looks very simple, but we will notice it takes long time to master it. The efficacy of it is measured by whether mind has become quiet or not after observing the breath. And we'll notice the moment we start observing, mind wanders. And the way to catch it is breathing will become shallow. As long as mind is alert, breathing will be deep. Moment mind wanders, breathing becomes shallow. So when we meditate, this will be the first step. First posture, little bit, then breathing. Right after that, we can shift our attention to some Vedantic concept. Now this is assuming that we are also putting forth effort to keep our mind still. Because if Vedantic concept has to come, mind has to be available. So later Bhagavan is going to say, doesn't matter where your mind goes, bring it back with a strong resolve and fortitude. Stronger the resolve to meditate, he says greater is the efficacy in meditation. Okay, so I'll say a few things in between. It serves two purposes, to make sure you are awake and also a little bit of guidance in and through. But when you are doing by yourself, our own intellect has to speak. Vedantic meditation is not sunsan. There is no sound, nothing. It's an active abidance in the nature of self. Only request is, there has to be pin drop silence. If you have to move, I'll give you 1 minute, move as much as you want. After that, you have to be still. Okay. You can close your eyes. Settle down in a comfortable posture. Back, neck and head in one straight line. Pray to your Ishta Devata, seeking for a calm mind and absorption in the self. Gently inhale, long deep inhale, and rhythmic long exhale. Silently observe the breath, nourishing the body and taking all the toxins out. Inhale as deep as you can and exhale out thoroughly. Do it gently and quietly. Gently bring your attention to thoughts. Become a disinterested observer of thoughts. Let them come and go. Remain a witness. Just like the sun is a mere witness, unaffected by good and bad happening in the world, consciousness, Sakshi, is mere witness, unaffected by good and bad thoughts. This Sakshi is non-dual, Advaita. Everything other than Sakshi is a mere appearance. Hold on to this understanding and try to quieten the mind on the strength of this understanding. Other than the self, everything is an appearance. This Sakshi which is illumining my intellect also illumines Brahmaji's intellect, all the way until an ant to Brahmaji. It is the same witness. There is no bondage, no samsara in Sakshi. Clear understanding of this is moksha. remaining awakened towards our own true nature is the greatest austerity for a Vedanta seeker. Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Gently rub your palms. Place them on your eyes. And slowly open your eyes. So this technique is based on whatever we have studied in Bhagavad Geeta chapter 6. And whenever we get a chance, we'll try to do shorter versions of guided meditation. More indicators, more precise pointers are going to come still in 6th chapter. But technique is the same. We can take any verse, any Upanishad mantra. Many of you are familiar with Nirvana Shatakam. Mano buddhya hankara chittani naham. Same steps. Focusing on the breath, holding the mind still, bringing that verse. Avrutti, repetition is of artha, not only shabda. Repetition is of meaning, not only the word. More will continue in January. Next Sunday, we will have a different format. I have picked some questions based on 6th chapter, something that will help all of us recap the whole 6th chapter. We will be divided into smaller groups. You will have leads assigned for different groups, and then you will come here and present also. Sukanya ji will give more details how it will be done. But I do want to let you know we have a class next Sunday and hope all of you will come. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.